but you definitely learned from someone, somewhere.
You want to know where I learned? I learned from Google. I learned how to represent myself from Google. That's where I learned. I learned because the system is broken. I learned how to represent myself because the old saying goes, if you want something done right, you got to do it yourself. So I had to learn, and I had to learn fast. My first appeal, my first time representing myself was on an appeal where I had to actually learn how to write a notice of appeal, docketing statement, and I had to write an appeal brief, and then I had to go to oral argument. Let's take a look at some previews at this oral argument, and this was in November 10th, 2022.
The next case on our docket is Wesley Redding versus United States Parachute Association.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
I've read your extensive brief.
So that is Judge Brogan speaking there, and you heard him say that he read my extensive brief. Now, this brief was an appeal in case number 2022-G-0024, and that was at the 11th District Court of Appeals. And I had submitted, I think, a 35-page appellate brief, which included a table of contents and assignments of error. Now, this is my first time writing an appeal brief, and I admit it was kind of all over the place and kind of convoluted and jammed together. My points weren't clear, but this is my first time writing a law brief. It was legally formatted and it never got stricken from the record. I think I did a pretty good job at that.
Trying to sort out, because of the posture in which this case went out. It went out on its pleadings, is that right? Or did it go out on summary judgment?
No, it went out on the pleadings.
Okay. And that's rare that cases go out on their pleadings.
So Judge Brogan, he was a visiting sitting judge, and he admitted right there that it was rare that cases go out on the pleadings. Now, this particular case before it was in case number, the Geauga County Court of Common Pleas, case number 21P000753, Wesley Redding versus the United States Parachute Association. And it went out on its pleadings because the defendants lied about material facts of the matter that got the case dismissed. Primarily with section 1-6.4F, the non-member section of the USPA Governance Manual.
The Governance Manual has a procedure that is very simplified or streamlined, if you will, for non-members as far as potentially disciplinary processes involving those.
However, I'm going to play you my next clip here is going to be from a 2023 action in which the appellee or the defendant's counsel was questioned about this non-member section on the witness stand, and this is what they had to say.
I recognize that as the introduction section of our motion to dismiss.
So who from the USPA told you or E-rated that that the USPA Executive Committee may be ineligible for member pursuant to that 164F section?
I wrote that section of the motion to dismiss. I think your question is, where did I get that information? I can't recall exactly.
Wow. So counsel can't recall exactly where he got the information of the USPA declaring me ineligible for membership in accordance with that non-member section 1-6.4F. Stay tuned, folks, as we continue this podcast, and we're going to talk about how I continue to learn and represent myself in the court of law.